So guys, Mr. Peter Obi has been engaging with the youths. We know this is just Peter Obi right from time. He likes listening to people, answering questions to the best of his ability and telling the people what he's going to do if voted to become the next president of Nigeria. In 2023, we saw Peter Obi engaging Nigerian youths at all levels. People like Tinubu, they refuse to come for, debates. They refuse to attend, even to come to television stations, media houses to talk to Nigerians. They refuse because they know they were going to use INEC. Peter Obi was the only man who was touring Nigeria, speaking to Nigerian youths, and guess what? Nigerian youths came out and actually gave him that support. It was shocking for them to see that Peter Obi was winning this election, and all of a sudden they came to tell us there was glitch. That was how they averted everything, declaring Tinubu as winner, even in the middle of the night when people were still sleeping. I don't think Nigerians will ever forget the election that was held in 2023. I mean, no Nigerian can easily, Nigerian youths, people who are really yearning for change, can ever forget what happened in 2023. Now, Peter Obi is now engaging Nigerian youths. This is a youth summit. And guess what? Peter Obi is not the only one speaking in this gathering. Other people who are buying into Peter Obi's, ideology and his vision for a better Nigeria, for a Nigeria that works for everybody, a new Nigeria, where the son of nobody, the daughter of nobody can become somebody. That is the kind of Nigeria Peter Obi is working towards. Now, there are people who are buying into Peter Obi's idea, and they were all here to speak to Nigerian youths. So, guys, and many questions were asked. I really love it. Was very interactive and very, very entertaining at the same time, educative, entertaining, interactive, and all that.
Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, the Governor of Bauchi State, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Ambassador Piegbe Emmanuel Webari. I am the African rep for the Trump Train Africa Initiative and the convener of the Youth Wing for the National Grand Coalition. My question is very, very practical, sir. It's directly to Peter Obi. Your Excellency, I am already seeing you as the next president of this country. And I want to take you back home to Ogoni land. And I want to ask you a few critical questions, sir. Number one, sir, the oil we produce in this country and we export it outside, why is it that our own product, we cannot place a price tag on it? Why is it that it is OPEC that should give us the price of oil that we produce? That's what will you do differently if you are seated as the president of this country? That's one, sir. Secondly,
okay, let's keep it to one question. So that otherwise, we will have 40 questions from one person. Your Excellency, I'd like to know, sir, if you want to answer individually or do you want to everybody ask? Okay. Please make your question one.
Thank you. Thank you for your protection, Your Excellency. Sorry, I'm the younger brother of Kensaro Wiwa, and I'm very, very passionate about where I come from, sir. We have started the process of Ogoni cleanup, and there's a process that resumption of oil will go on in Ogoni land. Sir, if you are seated as the president tomorrow, what will you do differently to uplift the lives of the Ogoni people, sir? Thank you.
Your Excellency, would you like to answer immediately? Well, there's a mic beside you, Your Excellency. Yeah.
I thought this Ogoniman, I thought this one would have gone to my sister, who is the expert. But let me tell you, and I say this and I want everybody to take note of it. Nigeria as a country have been very unfair to the people of Niger Delta. Very, very unfair. I've been to all over so many places in the world that produce soil. If Niger Delta have been able to feed and support Nigeria for years, without anything showing for their own assets. It should have been a place of reference. It is the same oil that you see in Texas that makes it the third biggest economy in terms of states in America, and the facilities around there are first class. There's no reason why, I said it repeatedly, today we are talking on all construction of every road when we have been building East-West Road for almost 20 years. That is nonsense. It's totally unacceptable. And oil today is a diminishing asset. And you are talking about clean up of Ogoni land and everything so they can have their land back, have their life back. It is a priority for Nigeria. It is a priority for Nigeria. And I can tell you, where do you start? You can't even drive today from Calabar to Uyo. You can't go from Uyo to Port Harcourt. You can't drive from Benin to Warri. It's all a mess. It is very unfair. So there's a lot, and I assure you, not just for Ogoni, but the entire Niger Delta, we must do something very quickly. We must make sure that the cleanup and everything, they are protected, they are supported, and everything. You can say today, they are benefiting more in health, they are benefiting more in education, anything for what they've done. Let me assure you, in trying to turn around Nigeria, you must take particular interest in the contribution of every sector. And I believe that every part of Nigeria have a potential to contribute and be protected. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that answer. Auntie?
I know you're talking about pricing. I don't want to do so many comments about pricing. We are members of OPEC. We can associate ourselves with it. We can subject ourselves to that pricing model. What is more important is the one who sold, what did we use the money to do? Because even the money we didn't see for the one that was sold. What did we use it? If we have been investing, using the same price, selling and saving it, investing it properly, we'll still make the same impact and remain close. Other countries, whether it's Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, they are members of OPEC. When you go there, you see what they use the proceeds to do.
All right, thank you. Auntie, do you want to add something since you are the champion of the environmental and human rights activism?
Thank you very much. When we hear about Ogoni cleanup, I take permission from my brother because he's from Ogoni, ethnic nationality, but we suffer the same fate, oil pollution. When we hear about Ogoni cleanup, please let us not allow ourselves to be deceived. The idea where Ogoni cleanup emerged was by the United Nations report that they came and conducted using Ogoni as an entry point, because the whole of the Niger Delta is what is devastated, not just Ogoni. So when the federal government make it sound that they are doing Ogoni cleanup, it then seems or means that once it's accepted that Ogoni is cleaned up, then it means there is no issue in the Niger Delta. That's very far from the truth. That's one. Two, if you say you're cleaning up Ogoni, and the UNEP report, that is almost 20 years old now, had said at the time of the issuing of the report that it will take a minimum of 30 years to clean up Ogoni to the point where it was before it was wickedly destroyed, because the oil companies and the federal government were very much aware of what the despoliation of the environment was going to do to us. Our health, our livelihood, all of those things is destroyed. So the cleanup issue, I won't allow the cleanup issue to go the way of, oh, we gave you NDDC, oh, we gave you amnesty, oh, we gave you Ministry of Niger Delta. If you give me Ministry of Niger Delta, let it come down to Niger Delta. Don't keep it in Abuja and make it a thing that is Nigerialized, if you like, where it is something that everybody is part of. The majority of the benefits of NDDC, of the cleanup, and everything about Niger Delta does not stay in Niger Delta. It goes outside of Niger Delta. Thank you.
Wow, we should put our hands together for that. So let's move quickly to the number 2, please. Number 3, stay handy so that we don't waste time going around the hall. If I may please ask you, when it's your turn, you come a little bit closer to the stand. Number 2, please. And number 3, follow suit, please. Just be around. Thank you. Yes, so number 2, number 3, just stay close by. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My one and only, should I say, President Peter Obi, truly I'm honored to see you today. The joy had to make me step out this afternoon to make these statements. Please, my question this afternoon is, I want to know the party you belong to. Because as it is, I personally voted for you. I worked so hard towards the Labour Party. And as it is today, there is a new party up that I moved into. And that new party, I was a kind of sharing the flyer, telling them how kind you are, that you are coming out for the next presidential election, that people should vote for you. But the masses out there, like the Okada riders, yes, the Okada riders, one had to challenge me. He asked me, what do you really want? This man you were trying to connect to us now, is he really ready to rule Nigeria? Is he really not following? Is he not the same person following the Aero 5 we all know about?
Okay, so
you know.
Question directly.
My question now is, which party are you running under?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, sir. Okay, all right, so he will answer that one altogether. Next question.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I want to ask in concise, which country do you think Nigeria can model to become a similar global superpower, like economic? Which country do you feel Nigeria can model to become a global economic power, and why do you think they fit into such position? Yes, that's it.
All right, thank you so much. The next person, please let the number 5 prepare. Number 4.
I am number 4. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Mr. President. I am Umar Farouk. I am just a young Nigerian who is optimistic that I'll wake up one day to see I am living all my younger ones will live in the Nigeria I dream of. Your Excellency, I am honored to be here, and there are so many things from your speech that pinched me hard. And those things are, currently in Nigeria, in the world, we are in an era where a desert can be turned into an oasis. Tesla is competing with BYD, but Nigeria, we are still living relatively in an archaic time. My question is, Your Excellency, yeah, I'll go to it. What will you do differently, sir, with regards to true national reconciliation? What I mean by true national reconciliation is being our brothers' keepers. As our mother mentioned here, that we are not standing in brotherhood. I think I can say a lot, but this should be my question.
All right, take a deep breath. Okay, please, let's make our question direct. His Excellency is trying to write so that he can answer at the same time to save us time. So let's go straight to the point. Ask the question, please.
Your Excellency, sir, good afternoon. Let me just stand on the existing protocol. My name is Lady Cecilia Ajabison. Sir, I just want to ask that, what are we going to do differently? Because I know 2023 elections, Nigerians came out to work, we voted, we protected our votes. Some of us to the local government collation center, some of us, but we were not allowed to enter inside because we were not given party tag to enter inside and see what they are filling in, or the stamp they are using, or the result sheet they are cutting. So what will you do differently moving into 2027 to put in structures that will monitor these elections, not only from the polling units to the collation centers, both the unit collation centers, the ward collation centers, local government, state, and the national, because our results were truncated in the process of moving the result to the various collation centers. My question is, what will His Excellency do differently to protect this, our result? Thank you.
All right, so we want to reaffirm, please, if you don't keep it straight to the question, we'll turn off your mic. Please make it simple. He is not a machine, he's a human being. So, sir, straight, in fact, I'm going to be holding the microphone. All right.
Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, my name is Moses Sigiri, and my question is, you know, this is a new coalition movement, and in this coalition, we were told a new Nigeria, and a new Nigeria, how do we going to secure our vote in terms of, after we know too well that last year, yes, secure our vote.
Okay, thank you. Your Excellency, this is pretty much like the last question. So would you like to answer so far, sir? Yes, sir. Your microphone, sir. Your microphone is next to you, sir. Thank you.
Well, you know, I want you to know that we are 4 members in this panel. Somebody asked, which party do I belong to? And I answer you where I am today. I still remain very faithful member of Labour Party. But let me tell you, 2027 election, and I say categorically, will not be run on parties. It will be run on persons. We are not going to be blinded in voting anybody because you belong to one popular party or you share money. I've always said people, inform people, 2027 election will be Nigerians versus those in government. They've gotten away, we the politicians, they have gotten away with murder. It is time for you. That's why I said scrutinize the person. Scrutinize the person. Don't listen to his English. Don't listen to his certificate. Don't listen to a qualification. Educational qualification is not a measure of integrity. People are stealing our money. We don't want to separate those. We want to know those who have created wealth. They can manage wealth. So if they say it's the Prof Udenta, let's ask his background. He's no longer professor because we've seen professors here still. We've seen professors do wrong things. So now, remove title, remove everything. let's know who the person is. It is very important. Model of a country, very good question. If I have an opportunity, where is the young man who asked that question? I tell you, there's a book I recommend for you, Growing Apart. It is a book by famous Professor Lewis comparing Nigeria and Indonesia. I spent 1 week of this year in Indonesia. Indonesia is the country with the highest number of Muslims in one country. Indonesia. And they have a similar population like ours. They are about 280 million, and we are about 230 million. So you could see the similarity. This year, I traveled to Indonesia, and I traveled with 2 northerners, purposely. After 1 week of staying there, meeting from Minister of Education, Minister of Planning, Minister of Small Businesses, Minister of Health, Vice President, and the most famous president of the country, Joe Widodo, asked them one question. Did you see any almajiri here? We didn't see one. We didn't see one person begging for money or handout. So what is the difference between us and them? And everything is a Muslim, 90% Muslim country. If you Google it, to even tell you that they don't bother about religion, the Pope visited there last October, and they granted public holidays throughout his visit. And the president was there to receive him. And he's not a Muslim. The president, when I met the church, he said it's one of his happiest moments that the Pope visited them. But what do they do? If you go into that country, you can go and check it. In 1990, they were about low, medium in what you measure development, HDI, Human Development Index. We were about the same thing. Their per capita, which is what you measure wealth with, was 558, or call it 560, and we were 556. So you could see where we started the journey. Today, they are high in Human Development Index. We are still low. We are the same par. Today, their per capita is 5,000 plus. Ours is $835. So we are now 1/5 of what we are. That's why they wrote that book, Growing Apart. What did they do? They invested in critical area of development. They invested in education. They invested in health. They invested in pulling people out of poverty. So if you go to the industry, one of the best insurance scheme in the world, where over 95% is covered by insurance. The rich, if you're sick, you are cured. The small, if you're sick, you're cured. Nigeria have less than 5% insurance coverage. If anything happens to you now here, they drop you in the next hospital, the doctor will say, pay before service. If you don't pay, you just leave you there to die. So that's why I went there to study. You must model yourself after something. We, the politicians, have taken this country for granted, and earlier you do what I said before. Anybody who comes to say, vote for me, scrutinize where he's coming from.
A round of applause, please.
What will you do differently for peace? There's a lot to do differently. If you decide to serve a state and govern with justice, with fairness, with rule of law, doing the right thing, making sure that what I said before, the Niger Delta people, that we look at what is happening to them, like my sister said, if we are talking about their cleanup, Let's be sincere. Do it. The contract to do it should go to the people there. If we're talking about Niger Delta, the headquarters should not even be in Abuja. The contract should not be shared among senators. It should be in that zone. Everything they are doing and those being awarded contracts should come from that zone. So we can hold them responsible. One of the things that I did as governor, when we couldn't find people to teach in rural areas, when we are talking about local contractors, to say, you are from this local government, I'm going to give you this road in your town to construct, so that people in your town will be seeing it. When they ask me, hey, this road was not working, I said, now your brother consultant. We gave him contract and we paid him. When they were looking for teachers, we made sure that we go employ teachers from that community. Because of it, teachers started saying, because before we go and bring teachers from another place, put him in another town, they will say, oh, they don't have teachers. So we said, who wants to teach in this school, in this town? And we employed them. And the traditional leaders made sure that they are there. So if we start doing the right thing, there will be peace. Because we need it. We need everywhere to be peaceful. Like I said today, one of my speech today, I requested the president to stop traveling overseas. He has done over 30 trips overseas, spending over 150 days. I said to him, this is time to turn Nigeria. You have 36 days. Spend two days, it's only 72 days. Half of what you spend overseas. But we want to see you. We don't want this serving by remote control. We want to see you in different states, especially where there's issues. Go there, let them see you, so they know they have a president. So we'll go there and see where the problem is. What will you do differently to defend the election? Let me be honest with you. It's you that will have to ask that. When you vote, don't go. Insist they count it there. Insist they count it there. So that all of you will be there, you have phone, you have everything, and make sure it's counted. If they refuse to count it, count to the person. Simple. This is time to say our vote must count. Take the note of it, use your phone, use everything and insist, count this phone, this ballot. Record it. Nobody says you cannot follow it to local government. You can follow it to anywhere. Anybody who says you can't follow it is not true. Mobilize yourself, those who follow it. It is your vote. You have right to follow it. And there's nobody who can stop you. So what I'll do differently, because I will just be in my village. I'm not going to be in Rivers State. I'm not going to be in Borno. I'm only going to be in one place. And that's what is happening. Is a new Nigeria possible? Yes. It is possible if all of us vote in somebody and start on questioning why we voted him in and what he stands to do. I have sat here as a governor, and I can tell you, as Anambra State people, my campaign to be governor is based only one thing was in my poster. Is Anambra State cost? Or are we the cost? That if I come in here, education will change, health will change, this will change. And when I came in, I had issues with people. I had issues with even a president that was there then. I'll come to Abuja here. He will tell me, nobody in your state is happy with you. I will politely and respectfully remind him, Mr. President, go and check my manifesto. I never promised happiness. What I promised is to fix school. What I promised is to do this. This one was not promised. You heard people, somebody say, yeah, I didn't have office of first lady. Yes. My wife was never voted for. It's not part of it. So it was confusion that we were looking for money to solve what I promised them, which is education. And you created an office that does not have any meaning, and called the office of first lady, even have advisors and everything. To advise her on what? She wasn't elected. It's my wife. We're close. So it should be at home looking after me while I do the work. Because that's my work. I'm the one that is elected, not elected. Everybody knew. I closed down. We are the only people who didn't have a lodge in Abuja as a governor. I came here. My predecessor bought it for 1 billion. I shut it down because Governor of Anambra does not live in Abuja. I said everybody should move to Anambra. We need all the pennies there. So there was extra and everything. So for me, it is let people go and show you where they passed. Let them show what they did there. I invite anybody. I live in Onitsha, where I was governor. And I move around like any other person in that place. Because when you're governor, people can fear you. When you finish, go and live there. So they will tell you the true position of things. That is where I live. And I stay there steady. So they let people go. Let's go and verify from where people pass through and ask questions. That is how we are going to create a new Nigeria. By insisting that somebody said we are going to get electricity. If we don't have electricity, don't vote for me. So if you don't have electricity, why are you still campaigning to be president again? When what you have promised, you have not delivered. So it is better for you to resign and go home because you have failed for your promise.
Your Excellency, thank you so very much. Meanwhile, when he was speaking about, to check his manifesto, he never promised happiness. That year in my state, we had a commissioner for happiness. Oh my God. That was just a pipe, a conduit to siphon the state resources. So, again, I hope you're taking notes because some of the things he's saying, I'm taking notes on my head. Education is not a measure of what? Integrity. So students, you're here. It's not educational qualification. Yes, Professor, you'd like to add something. Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
We need
thank you.
Now, on the issue of what to do differently 2027 to protect the mandate. You've heard from His Excellency the power of your conviction and the strength of your devotion. But there's something else. That sense of organization is important to be organized. You see, the lady who asked the question, she made a point. She didn't have a tag as an agent. So enthusiasm can take you far. It will not take you far enough. Because you may be there, but if you don't get ascribed as an agent registered, in that case you can demand for the paper. You can photocopy, you can snap it there, you can transmit it to maybe a center in Abuja, got the results. There'll be a center in Abuja this time around. There'll be a situation room. It will be well manned by experts. So every single voting precinct, there'll be 2 agents there. You know that in substantial part of the country, now I'm not speaking for the governor, I'm speaking as Udenta now. Substantial part of the country, there were no agents for the Labour Party. The people voted. Some stayed there overnight, some were even tear gassed. Some even were chased away. So, but this time, if you have that infrastructure, different from what the Excellency will say, structure will not win election, which is true. But that infrastructure that every voting precinct, they will have an accredited agent who is going to believe in the mission and purpose of that campaign and have the equipment to do it. So at the end of the day, you have a paper to flash. If there's no precinct where there is no paper given to you, there is no reason why election will be announced in that particular precinct. Right. So that's why they just to add that little point that is important to have. Thank you so much,
Professor. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, so now let's go to the next, number 7 question.
Thank you, Prof. Extremely important.
Thank you, sir. Please make it brief.
All protocol duly observed. My name is Udama Christopher from the South. Let me first thank CODEM for putting up this summit. I'm in love with the caption, Voice for New Nigeria, because that is a symbol of democracy. Today we are observing Nigeria democracy. My question is, considering the successes and good news from our neighboring African countries who are practicing alternative system of government, do Nigeria democracy worth sustaining? That's my question.
Is Nigeria's democracy worth sustaining? Okay, so shall we take the next question, please? come forward, please. The next person, also, this is number 8, yes? Number 9 and number 10. Then His Excellency, come forward, please. Thank you. Straight to the point.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Anda, an obedient from Kogi State. My question is directed to Senator Nnamdi Usman, the representative. So I don't know how much the party is pushing for electoral reforms, because it seems like it's just Randy Peter and the rest of us on Twitter that are doing most of the things. I also want our president to lend a voice to this question. Thank you very much.
Okay, so his question is directed to you, sir.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I'm on a representative capacity here, I will answer this question as Ken Asogwa and not as Senator Nnamdi Usman. I've delivered her speech here, and every other thing that I say here is on my own capacity here. That said, I know that as a lawyer, and I have a wonderful experience in legislative making, I am aware that the role of electoral reform lies squarely with the National Assembly. And I've seen a couple of civil society organizations clamoring for this. And most often whenever you go past through the gate of National Assembly, you see people clamoring for electoral reform. So I urge the youth seated here that we should join that clamor. It's not late. There is still ongoing constitutional amendment. There is still there are still pockets of reforms going on. People are still introducing members of the National Assembly to reform our electoral process. So I urge you guys to key into that agitation that is done by this present 10th Assembly before the 2027 election. Thank you so much.
I don't know if Your Excellency would like to...
Well, I think it's explained that we're all going to follow up, even with the amendments, to make sure that some of the lapses that affected the 2023 are changed. But again, following what Prof Udenta said, even if that amendment does not happen, I assure you that this time, we will make sure that all the booths are manned properly. And to ensure that it's manned properly, we're also calling you, the youths and everybody, to know that part of why the booths were not properly manned was because we didn't have candidates all over. We now want to have candidates contesting House of Assembly in Boronu, contesting House of Rep, contesting Senate. We want candidates all over the place. It is in doing this that we'll be able to have people who are manning all the booths. So it is not just enough to say, oh well, these are the people. Some of the people who are still there now, who have refused to leave, started contesting when they were your age. And if you don't come in, they won't retire. But if they come in now, by the time you run around all over the place and they can't move around, they say, let's leave these people and go away. So it's time to also get involved.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
On successes, somebody asked about the different things that happen in other neighboring African countries. Let me tell you, we have passed through that stage. It was still the same thing. We have had military rule. So we won't say if we have military or we destroy the democracy or listen, that it will be better. What we now need is to have people who have conscience, people who have this country at heart, people who care to be involved in what we are doing. It is critical, it is important. We have a situation now where our leaders, as far as I'm concerned, there's something different in their system. Because when somebody is acquiring what he doesn't need, it's sickness. And most of our leaders are doing that. Thank you.
In order to move faster, please, I'd like to ask number 8, 9, 10, 11. Please make your way forward. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we've done 8. So number 9, 10, and 11, 12. Please make your way forward and you can just sit close by. Number 9. You're number 9. Number 9. Okay, we can take number 9. Okay, please, number 10, come, because yeah, okay. Please make it very brief.
Okay. Thank you very much, the organizers. Good afternoon, His Excellency. I'm my able representative of my governor, Governor Bala Muhammad. So, actually, since the structural adjustment program that was done in 1980s, like we learned that the economy of this country has continued to diminish or to deteriorate. So in this situation of deteriorating economy of Nigeria, what do you think you can do to stabilize the foreign exchange and upgrade the value of Naira if you become the president of Nigeria?
Thank you for keeping it straight. The next person, number 10 or 11? 10.
Yeah. Standing on the decision protocol. My name is Adamu Yusuf Gori, a student from Federal University of Kashari, Gombe State, the national president of Cobden Student Network. Yes, sir. My question goes this way. Looking at how Nigerian economy highly depends on the crude oil exports, and with the rapid increase, export.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking at the rapid increase in global warming, which is making most of the countries like France 2030 planning to stop using non-renewable energy by shifting into renewable energy. So what are your plans to transform the Nigerian economy into what global economic power if by God's grace you come in as a Nigerian president by 2027?
Next. Your Excellency, can we take a few more questions?
Yes.
Before? All right, so I'm handing over to my co-anchor. Please, this is from 10, you're taking from 11.
Okay, please, I've taken over, so we have to be as fast as, trenches possible. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Sorry, sir. Okay.
I am Kende Ayinde Atunda from the University of Abuja. My question for you, for anybody on the floor, sir, is, in a nation such as this, Nigeria, where the masses largely participate in the process that channels in a new government, which is mostly filled with aberrant deviants, rather than exercising their right to vote beyond just voting, but to constantly realize and power the initiatives of candidates whose interests align with prospects that promote the national interest of the country. From your political perspective, SARS and MA, how can we achieve that? Thank you.
What exactly? Can you please, that question, even me, yes.
Okay, to simplify it, sir, our democracy is experiencing a lot of participation every year, but people are much participating in voting in governance, but not people that are ready to prepare to serve our interests. So how can we achieve this? Thank you.
Okay, next. I think we got that. Okay.
My name is Mma Okpabi from Lagos, a troublesome obedient. So my question is, Your Excellency, sir, please, what model do you have to model the leaders around you and the ones under you? Because right now, I think wearing the clothing of a new Nigeria, the right character, is a matter of urgency. Thank you.
Next.
My name is Ambassador Godwin Ekpo. I'm the acting secretary, CTC, AMAC, and also an obedient convener. Your Excellency, sir, I want to talk on education, and particularly political education for emphasis, especially as we are youth here. I want to ask directly, how much do you think is too much to invest in making Nigerians to believe that being part of the process is more important than the result. Because as I speak to you, I'm coming, let me complete it. As I speak to you, I've been part of elections since 2019. Even right now, aspiring for councillorship in Nyanya under the Labour Party. Now, one thing that happened 2023 is that we had many persons rushed in without understanding that political systems has processes that everybody need to be aware of and follow. So I want you to emphasize and also tell us, because we are your followers, how much will be too much to invest.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Well, let me start with him. Is that, quite frankly, in terms of political education, it is something the country needs to do more work on. And we individuals should learn. I can take it on with the questions. The question somebody asked about the issue of being active in voting. The political education we need is what I've always emphasized. First, we need to know what is our rights in terms of voting. Why should we vote for somebody? That was I said, it is now time to verify and investigate. It's no longer when you get up and say, we are going to vote Mr. Peter Obi. Some group of 5 people have come here and say, oh, Peter Obi is good. Let them tell you more about Peter Obi. Take your time to ask more questions about Peter Obi. When you are going to convince other people to vote for him, let it not be because Peter Obi have given you money. Because the 10,000 they gave you today will not last beyond today. And they have 4 years to 5 years to damage everything. And you will be part of that damage. So you must insist now. And even the 10,000 Peter Obi is giving you is actually your money you have stolen somewhere. So it is time for you to. So that political education is very, very important. And we now have to get people to participate more. In that participation, insist on the right thing. We need to discuss now politics. Because part of what we do here is I don't see people discussing politics. I've been to schools all over the world. Whether it's from Oxford to Cambridge to everything. During the elections, you see students discussing politics, not in terms of who will give them money, but in who have an idea that will benefit them, the way they can find job, the way they can do this. They look at what people are promising, what they are going to do. Here, you see the students' union and everything getting involved in who gives them money. At the end of the day, we're all suffering for it. So that's 2 questions. Number 13 and number 12 are similar. I'll go back now to structural adjustment in the 80s and what we will do to stabilize the Naira. Let me tell you about structural adjustments and some of the adjustments Nigeria has taken. Those economic adjustments in itself were not bad. What is bad is the implementation of them. What you see that happens in Nigeria is that, let me use the human being in Nigeria. There's nothing wrong in borrowing. I'm a businessman. I've borrowed all my life. There's nothing wrong in it. Because people don't print money. All the people you see that have made so much money, they did it so by borrowing. But it's what you use that borrowing to do. If I come to you today and say, give me 10 million, and you give me 10 million, and I invest it in a business that has proper feasibility studies, I will pay you back. But if I borrow that 10 million to do marriage ceremony, that's where the trouble is. So when you borrow, same thing for social adjustment, like now, there's nothing wrong in government telling people to tighten their belt. There's nothing wrong in telling them to fast, because we can no longer afford a buffet, the type of thing we eat before. But what is wrong? When the people in power are telling you to fast, they are feasting. You can't ask people to fast when you're feasting. You should lead the fasting. That is the challenge we are faced with. We know there's no money. We know there's no this thing. But every day, look at what I said just like yesterday. I visited a school. Our schools have no computer. We have no lab. Our secondary schools have no lab. The children have no chair. The children have no this. But we are spending billions for furnishing presidential mansions all over the place. We are spending billions for conference center. The conference they've been doing there since, haven't they been paying to do the conference? It is the revenue we got from the previous conferences that would have used to renovate it, not to use another 39 billion that would have bought 1,000 computers and shared the secondary school to go and renovate it for them to start with conference that they even haven't. We have spoken enough. Let's deal with it. So these are things we are saying. Just like we said about clean up. It shouldn't be by Ministry of Niger Delta or this in Abuja. It should be there. So it is. You ask how do we, so let me to assure you that it is not the policy. 2, what do you do to stabilize your currency? It's a very simple thing. Export. It's a very simple thing. Nigeria today can make more money from agriculture than they make from oil. Oil has actually a diminishing assets. Nobody is planning with oil again. We can make more money from agriculture than we make, and you see me speak about it every day. We have a country with over 60% of arable land uncultivated. I drive around everywhere in the north. This year alone I've been to Kafanchan, to Jos, to Katsina, to Jigawa, to Kanu, everywhere by road. And I see the vast uncultivated land. Niger State, that we just had a problem, have the most fertile arable land anybody can have on the surface of the earth. Niger State alone can feed Nigeria and export goods. Niger State is a population of about 7 million, 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land. They are not contributing anything. I can tell you that a tiny country like Netherlands, with, if you minus water, with water they are 41,000 square kilometers, without water they are 33,000. Google it, they have export in 2022-2023 of 122 billion euros, $136 billion. That's 3 times we earn from oil. And Niger State is 2.5 times the size of Netherlands. And they are not producing anything. Bangladesh, another third world country, developing country, produces 50 to 60 million tons of rice, unpeeled rice. Bangladesh, so who says the developed country? Bangladesh is 148,600 square kilometers of land, occupied by 170-something million people. Bangladesh is the same size as our 2 biggest states. Niger State at 76.3 and Borno State at 70.8. Put together is 147 and they are 148. And Nigeria as a whole cannot produce 10% of the rice Bangladesh produces. So you could see it. I can take go on and on. Taraba State is 54.4 thousand square kilometers. They don't produce anything. And they have Mambila, a place you can cultivate tea, coffee, flour. Kenya is making over $500 million from flour. If you go to Kenya during Valentine and see the amount of flour they're exporting outside Kenya, you won't believe it. Ethiopia is making over $500 million from coffee. Sierra Leone is making over 1.something billion from tea. All of them can grow in Taraba. So we have everything. Yam today is hot cake abroad. Benue State can give us all the yam. So we have what it takes. What we don't have, we have competent leadership that have capacity to change this country. You can change it. We don't need to be talking about this thing. Oil is the administration asset that can add. If we are doing no proper export, we will get foreign exchange and the value of our currency will come down and stabilize. But when you have people ruling by remote control, they don't know what is happening. And when we have people who don't have the capacity, this thing has to do with time, knowledge, and age. So it's time we decide that we can no longer continue like this. And I discussed the economy. Someone said about that we depend on export. We don't depend on export. You're talking about oil export. I've now shown you how we can do it better. There's so many things we can export here. If you go to Kaduna, we have textiles all over the place. Bangladesh makes more money from clothing than we make from oil. Vietnam makes as much as we make from shoe in our oil. So there's no productivity here. When I talk about productivity, people won't understand it. What we do here is that people think there's a magic. I'm happy that the Reverend Father is here. He will tell you there's no magic in the church. They don't run it. They don't run it on Amen is full of grace. There's no magic. So if you go to church, don't go there and think you get money. It's only in Nigeria that people want magic money. They say that the magic are lot. Anybody who tells you that is stealing. Money comes from productivity. The purpose of money is the exchange of value. Which value did you exchange? Money was created for exchange of value. We pray to God to protect us, and God has done a wonderful work in Nigeria. The rest of the work is that God wants us to be productive. They even say he helps those who help themselves. He didn't say he gives those who sleep money. So if you're sleeping and you want money, you should be arrested. Thank you.
A round of applause for his
Thank you. My sister wants to
Yes, please.
Please, can I add something? Because earlier on, I remember saying that you've been cheated. But I also said that you have made it possible for you to be cheated. Our brother has told us all we need to know so that we can vote in the right people. And this is where you come in. He can only vote for himself. I can only vote for him if I choose to vote for him. But now, the truth is that you seated here, all of you seated here, are the ones that are going to vote for the people that will represent you. He said here, what can be done in Nigeria? There is no state in this country that does not have mineral resources, whether it be soft mineral or hard mineral. That's one side. The other side is the fact that Nigeria is an agrarian country, which it was, and it was feeding itself. The British were cutting away our money from agrarian products, from cocoa to granite to all of these things, palm kernel, palm fruit, all of those things, before oil was found. So Nigeria is a very rich country. Now, you are the ones that are voting in, supposedly, your representatives at the National Assembly. What is it that stops the people you have voted for to make sure that what you have in your state is actually pushed to be utilized for you in your state. So you make those decisions. I tell my people in Niger Delta and in River State, why are you wearing the t-shirt of 2,000 naira that you put in the water and is going to wash away with somebody's face, and you're prepared to die for somebody whose child is attending the best university outside of this country and is wearing Louis Vuitton slippers? And at the end of the day, we are seeing right now, my brother, I don't know if you've noticed it, but now I'm seeing politicians today in their 50s grooming their children who are in their 20s. What are they grooming them for? To take over politics. So basically then, you're positioning yourselves to serve the people you are serving now is so bad that the way it is going, you're serving their father and you will serve them as well in the next 5 years, in the next election time, because you don't understand. This is, with all due respect, that the power of politics is in your hands. It belongs to you, and it does only what you allow it to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, sir, may we crave your indulgence, sir, for a 5 to 10 minutes break. While that's going on, we can just have light refreshment and then have our brother, Ambassador Kingland, just put up in.
We need to continue.
Okay, so because it's going to be rowdy a little bit as they are sharing the meals, do you want us to just run through it?
Yes, the person will run.
Okay, so your Excellency does not mind. Why should you? So pop your can of juice, but drink it, but let your ears be on what we're doing. So we go on with the next question.
So a very shy student asked this question. She wrote it. Whoever you are, please listen as I ask. He said, in regards to the student's loan, what's your view on it, sir? Do you see it as benefits or trap to the Nigerian students? Do you think it's possible to make it a loan, a grant, instead of a loan? I think this person is talking about the net fund loan, and it's channeled to His Excellency.
Well, personally, I can tell you, there's nothing wrong with students' loan. And I urge all of you, if you want to go to school, there is nothing wrong with students' loan. I will not make it a grant.
Okay.
I will keep the loan. The only difference is that we need to create a job. So when you come out of the school, you have a job in order to be able to pay it. That is what it is. Because if I give you a loan, and that is what we are going to institute, if we are going to give you a loan, we must make sure that when you leave, you are going to have a job to pay it. I met a lot of people in the schools I've been. I said it before, from Oxford to Cambridge to all the big schools I've been. I met students who came to school with students' loan. The difference is that as they are leaving university, they have a job, very good job, and they were able to pay the loan. And that way, you can be able to give it to other people who need it. When you make it a grant, people will not work hard to pass. Most people that are giving student loan have condition. You must pass. You must do well for that loan to continue. So it's actually something you can use to ensure that those who can't afford it. When I was coming in here, I met a young man who told me just now, I don't know where he is. He said, I'm a beneficiary of your program. I'm one of those you gave 1 million for having first class. As governor, I insist, if you have first class, I give you 1 million. And I see them all over the world now. This one will say, oh, it was 1 million you gave me that made me to do masters and PhD. It was this that. So when it was happening in my town, in the state, I've come across people who said to me, I give you an example. There's a family. There were four kids of one parent, they all made first class. And people said to me, these people, I said, well, if you want this, it's simple. We say first class. We'll give you. We're not talking about somebody who had 2-1. I didn't have first class. But I said those who have first class, I'll give them 1 million. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong in loan. You use it, but you must get a job to be able to pay back.
Yes. Thank you so much, His Excellency. Next person, please.
Thanks so much, Your Excellency, sir. I thank God the youth are now realizing the power in people is mightier than the people in power. I'm so glad for that. My name is Comrade Obedient on Taiwo. My question is very simple, sir. It's not on governance, because I have confidence on that area on you, but on how to get to that governance. We are following the coalition development, and this is what many have hope on for 2027. But now, sir, if this coalition fails, which is likely, we don't pray for it, and if it succeeds, as we hope for, but Nigerians are disadvantaged by showcasing His Excellency Peter Obi as the flag bearer that we want to, because we've demonstrated our strength in 2023 without structure, without anything. Now, if we are disadvantaged this time around, Mr. Peter Obi just support the person or taking the path took in 2023, where we even said, even though if we join CWO party, we will follow. And we did that with a four-person treaty to get 6.1 million votes. So in conclusion, sir, if we fail to produce Mr. Peter Obi, that is disadvantaged and youth, Mr. Peter Obi just let it be and support whosoever. Maybe na they give us, we don't know. Or we go and to the part of 2023 where he give the youth hope to go for election, because record have it that 2023 was the best time Nigeria have youth that participated in the election.
Thank you.
Sir, please, before you respond, everybody say God forbid. Everybody's Holy Ghost fire. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Let me assure you. Let me assure you, we will work hard. We will work hard to make the coalition work. Yeah. What I have told people is that I'm in a coalition for a better Nigeria. Yeah. I'm in a coalition for new Nigeria. I'm in a coalition that will fight insecurity. I'm in a coalition that will fight hunger in Nigeria. I'm in a coalition that fights stress. As you know now, WHO has said that over 20 million Nigerians have mental illness due to stress because of what is happening all over the place. So we imagine a country where 20 million people are mad, moving around because of stress. They don't know where the next meal will come from. So it's very, very important that we work hard to make sure we are now among the 3 most stressed countries to live in. We are now one of the hungriest countries for people to live in. We will work hard to fight this. That's the coalition we are in. Yeah. And I assure you, I will continue to fight. Like I always say, I'm not desperate to be Nigerian president. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. And all of us will be in the trenches fighting until we make Nigeria work.
A round of applause for that. Please, quickly.
All right, Your Excellency, just an information to them, just to let you know that we do have food. This is just refreshment, but the food we're not allowed to serve here. So at the end of the program, as you leave, you get a food packed for you. Refreshing food. Thank you, just to let you know. Thank you.
And if any other person on the high table, sir, please have something to say. Yes, please, just, yes. Please.
I know.
To ease the stress on His Excellency.
Okay, maybe I will go slightly back.
Okay.
On the political education.
Yes.
And you all heard His Excellency loud and clear. Yes. It's a personal, individual obligation to be mentally empowered, to be conscious of the political environment, to make the right choice.
Yes.
But beyond that,
please.
Beyond that,
yes,
political education is key. to political participation and making right choices. In 1998, when we were incepting this democracy, the Americans threw their agencies at us. You hear of IRI, International Republican Institute. It's a product of the Republican Party, even though it's an independent agency. You hear the NDI, National Democratic Institute, is a product of the Democratic Party. So two parties in America have generated the strategic and intellectual content to have an agency to do what? Conscientize people, develop their mind, and ensure that they know what political participation is all about. Actually, the PDP in 1999-2000 tried to experiment in that direction by forming what was called PDI, People Democratic Institute. The idea is a training center to nurture people who believe in party philosophy and party ideology. Now, going to 2027, he saw, if I take an example with His Excellency, he saw the movement was almost like an instantaneous movement to bet this Labour Party within days and weeks, and then short period of time to do the campaign. So at that stage in 2023, the party was an SPV. It was a special purpose vehicle, even though there was the obedient energy and ideological strength. Now, good enough, this government panicked and started transition 2 years ahead. I suspect that between the next 6 months, there will be a full political agency that will power a progressive dream. There will be enough time now to build an institution within that party that will start the process of political education so that you know what you are doing. Two, obedient movement should not just be obedient movement in holding summit. It becomes the engine room for political mobilization and conscientizing the people across the country. Once you do that, things will work well.
Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause. We have a question from online. Have you gotten it? Quickly, the next person.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My question is, someone asked a question about managing individual, like there are people in 2023 we voted, and then by what we voted, we are not supposed to lose total hope, even if you are not there, because we knew that we pushed some people there, and then those people should be able to say something, but we are not hearing anything. Now, even as you are going to 2027, how do you, because you know that political parties differentiated from other organizations, from other societies by their organization. How do you manage organization inside party, and then you said that people, it will be based on persons. So political party cohesion, how do you manage the cohesion now? And
okay, very simple. When I said it will be based on persons, is that there will be different parties. In 2023, we went into Labour to contest the election. Assuming that 2027, we cannot contest through Labour because government have, like they are doing now, trying to make sure that there's no peace in Labour. We're not going to stay there and allow them to stop us. So we move on. And if we move on, people should be able to understand the journey. We believe, like Prof said, the parties should be able. I lived in the UK for several years. In my constituency, I was surprised. That's when I learned it for the first time, that they went to brought somebody who was not living in that constituency to come and contest the election there because the party wanted to win that place and be able to maintain there. If you go and read about Margaret Thatcher, you find out that there's a time he didn't contest in his own constituency. Just like you see in America, the Clintons were governor in Arkansas, but the wife contested Senate from New York. So we are now going to get to a stage where We must not stay in one place if we are good. And I know what you're asking about questions of people you voted who are not talking. That is one of the things we want to change. Now you see somebody voted as Labour, tomorrow you say, I'm joining this group. Yeah. We must change. By the time we change the electoral law, the constitution, where we have proportional representative, so during the election, if you win the election to Labour, you must stay in Labour 4 years. And you must do and follow the rules in Labour. So it's not something I will go there and say, you are not changed. You are going to, all this political prostitution must stop. So if you want to do it during the election and test your capacity. But once you're elected, you stay there.
Thank you, Your Excellency. With your permission, sir, some people are feeling left out, and they say they are streaming online and following, and they have a few questions.
Yes.
So with your permission, we can just take 2 questions from the online platform.
No problem.
Thank you very much, sir. The first one here is from Adamu Yusuf Gwari, and he is in Federal University of Kashere, Gombe State. And he's saying, you have repeatedly, Your Excellency, said you are still in Labour Party. Considering the fact that Labour Party is no longer welcoming people like us, and judging from what happened in the 2023 election, where even we who dared to defend your votes, we are fought off by even agents of the Labour Party. We have lost interest in Labour Party. My question, therefore, is, would you, sir, support any candidate that is aspiring, who is an obedient from another political party? That's this question. I'll take one more, sir, just so you can... Okay. All right, the second person is Yahaya Moshood Olamilekon. He's from Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, and his own is on security. He says, what strategies will you implement to address the root causes of insecurity in Nigeria, especially where it comes from, in northern Nigeria?
Well, let me tell you, let me start with him. The problem of insecurity in northern Nigeria have so many dimensions. Number one dimension is poverty. The more you put people out of poverty, the more you reduce criminality. And I can tell you, because I know, I used to be involved in business, in finance, and I know what happens today. In my days in finance, if you're looking for cash, you go to Kanu. Because we have industries. In Bombay, Shradan 1, Shradan 2, you go to Medugri. The dry fish business is traveling in Medugri. You can go to everywhere. Today, the biggest place we have problem in Medugri is Sambisa Forest area. That is a farmland. Sambisa Forest area is about 60,000 square kilometers. That's 3 times the size of Israel. Israel is 22,000 square kilometers times 3 is 66. So if you go there, you turn it into a farmland and get people to be productive. 2, I do not believe that non-state actors can be stronger than the state. There's something missing. We have this population of people. If it's war, we declare war. And we know we are at war. We will fight insecurity to a standstill. That I can tell you. We are not saying we are going to. There's insecurity all over the world. But the level of which it is today, I said to you, it is not acceptable. And I will not accept it. For whatever it is, are you saying it is better to construct coastal road than fight insecurity in Nigeria? No. If you have a road and the road is insecure, will you pass through there? No. But if you don't have a road, the road is not very good and the insecurity, you can manage. So we deal with priorities. We prioritize what is necessary. Yes. And the other person asks about sponsoring obedience in different parties. We will be in one party. Yes. And I assure you, we will move like a team. If they don't want us somewhere, we will go where they want us. Yes.
a round of applause for His Excellency again. You know, most of these questions, we have it in our hearts. We might not be able to ask him, but we are happy you are asking him, and we are learning from it. Please, next. Straight to the point.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Justice Okene. Number 15.
Yeah, Adam is number 20.
Once we know, this is 15. Once we know you are 16. Once we know we've exhausted all possible questions, we'll move on. We'll move on. Yes, because I think His Excellency has touched major parts of our borders.
All right. I said, my name is Justice Ekene from Enugu State UNEC chapter, and by grace I'm the Vice President of COPDEM Student Network, Enugu State. All right, my question is related to His Excellency, sir, and any other person can also add to it. We already know that technology is becoming the order of the day, and there are many youths out there that may have the skill or may not have the skill, but they have scarce resources in order to develop themselves. So if you go into power, which we believe you will do, what are the effective ways, as the case may be, you can use to empower the youth out there that have the skills, but they might not have the resources in tech, regarding tech?
Is he going to take business, or going to read, or going to do what?
Tech as a skill.
As a skill?
Yeah.
Okay, next person, quickly, please.
All right. Good afternoon. All protocols observed. Good afternoon, Mr. Excellency. My question is on what will you have us do, sir, if what happened in 2023 peradventure happen again, when the ruling party now wants to repeat what their master told them, snatch the ballot box and run with it. If they do it in 2027, sir, what will you have us, the many of us that are your children, your followers are not as gentle as you are, but we followed your way in 2023. In 2027, what will you have us do? Because we may not be able to be gentle as you are again, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
For those of you that follow me on social media, I think
this time around, we will not allow them to snatch it and run with it.
Yes. Okay, please, him. Yes.
We will make sure they won't snatch it and run. And he asked about IT skill. Let me tell you, when you talk about skill, the nation needs it. The nation needs you. Education is not an expense. It's an investment. The more a nation is, the more developed it is. So we will invest in you. Today, India is virtually the world leader in technology. I can tell that most schools that were in India, the biggest number one school in India is Bombay Institute of Technology. It was actually set up about the same time by the British as Yaba College of Technology that folded. IMT in Enugu was about set up at technology. So there's so many things we've missed because we traveled the wrong road. Investing in you is a win-win for the country. The world in 2030 will be shortage of over 30 million IT workers. The same thing for nurses and this. That's why you can see me going to nursing schools, going to this. Imagine, today Nigeria we're even now earning at par for remittances what we earn from oil. But look at it, Philippines, half of our population earns about 3-4 times what we earn from remittances. Egypt, half of our population earns towards what we earn. I keep telling people, I have 18.3 million out of school children. Imagine if you educate them and export them to the world. Our remittances will be 3 times. We won't be talking about exchange rate. Exchange rate is not only by selling goods. You cannot say small people who will work and bring back money. That's what everybody is doing, and it's critical. So we will invest in IT skill learning, and we will make sure people go through that for free. It's an investment.
Thank you so much. Quickly, next question.
Your Excellency, my name is Mr. Ako Christian Oche, otherwise known as Due Process. I'm the youth leader of COPDEM, and I'm happy to have you here. This is the first time I'll be standing and speaking before you. Very quick one, sir. What is happening in the Labour Party is troubling to every well-meaning Nigerians, particularly the INEC said they are taking their time to study the outcome of the Supreme Court judgment. And I don't know for how long this will take.
My dear, don't waste your time. What is happening in Labour is what is happening in PDP, is what is happening everywhere. It is, let me tell you, you must know we have a bad politics where those who are in it give up the confusion. What we need to do to dismantle this crime scene called Nigeria today is to follow them bumper by bumper. If they don't want Labour, they don't want PDP, they must want us somewhere.
Yes.
Because once you get it right, people will tell you, oh, that our problem is not leadership. Our problem is leadership. I've just given you an example of what happened in Indonesia. I'm happy that two people I went to are here. They saw the president, where he lives as local government chairman, his same as he lives as governor, that's where he lives as president. It's a bungalow. They saw the amount of money declared when he went into office. They saw what he declared after being president for 10 years. And when I said to him, I thought you would have declared it, he said, where am I going to get the money? Here, he would have taken one village and rebuilt it only for himself and his children and this. So they tell you, oh, nobody can fight corruption. It's not true. If you're not stealing, your wife is not stealing, your children are not stealing, you're losing by 50%. So we'll follow them.
Okay, thank you, Your Excellency, sir. I appreciate. On a final note, should the youth who you can recommend or find worthy of your campaign aspire under any political party that give them the...
No, we will go there together. Okay. I've told you, but remember what my sister said. The greatest tragedy of this country is the youth. Because they allow themselves to be used by those who are abusing the society. Most of us now who are abusing this are in our 60s and 70s, mostly in the 80s, who are not going to be there in the next few years. All this money that is being borrowed by now and invested wrongly will be paid by you.
Sir, we are so sorry. The team is complaining bitterly that you've been answering for the past 2 hours, but this is the last 2 questions.
That's good. Let's just do it, and then we'll stop.
The last 2 questions. I don't say Oga go agree. Please come forward quickly.
My name is Samuel Sirio Kolegbe, one of the aspirants of Edo Central Senatorial District. My question is simple. We've all noticed the last election, the beavers are our problem. Now, what are you going to do about our beavers and the transmission of results?
Next question.
I keep saying, don't look at beavers, don't look at this. If all of you insist that that result will be counted there, or you count the person, they will count it.
Yes, very correct.
Okay. Permit me to stand.
Okay, last question. This is the last and final question for this panel.
Okay.
And then we'll have every other guest say something before we round up.
Okay, standing on existing protocol, my name is Rita Abi. I'm a student of University of Abuja. In the struggle of class and power, where you go out with good certificates, job hunting, and the ultimatum is now based on a 26-year-old with 10 years experience, not over good qualification. Now, what is your advice to students who are schooling and are being forced to believe that school is now scam, and they are being discouraged that your schooling has no essence after.
My sister, school is not scam. Education is a critical thing. What we need to do is that if we stop corruption, we will unleash entrepreneurship among you, the youths. We need an entrepreneurial society where people can go to the bank and borrow money. I got my loan in the UK by going to the bank and showing my certificate. I started something. The youth here can start. The greatest in any country, the greatest employer of labor is small enterprises started by youths. That's what we want to unleash. That's why we want to kill corruption. If you kill corruption, you unleash entrepreneurship, you unleash professionalism and everything. As we have come to the end, we thank everybody, especially the panelists, because we can't stop without thanking these wonderful people here. What my sister said today is very unique. The youth, it is time for you to reverse your course and make sure whoever you are voting, please, whatever is telling you, go and scrutinize and verify the background of the person. Let us, for once, save our country. The society they are abusing will take its revenge on you. Do not allow them to continue that abuse. I'm sure Prof and my sister will all give you closing remarks.
It's been a wonderful time to spend with you guys, and I think we've learned a lot from you, and I'm sure you picked a lot of ideas from this table here. You've heard His Excellency very well. He's been able to marshal his ideas and points in every single issue thrown, which we have lent our own voice. Together, this is a journey of cooperation and association, determination and purpose. At the end of the day, I'm sure, as you said, a new Nigeria is there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My closing remark will still be standing with the youth, because for Nigeria to change, don't think that it's the people we have in the Senate. It's the people we have in the House of Representatives. The change that is possible is going to come from what you are determined to do moving forward. If you don't have the determination to change what is happening in Nigeria, the few people that are there are definitely not going to change this Nigeria, because they want Nigeria to be exactly as it is today, so that their children will come and take over. At my age now, I am not intending to do anything less than what I am doing today, because I have children as youth, and therefore I want a better future, a better tomorrow for them. So if I do, then automatically, whether I know it or not, I also want it for you, because that's how Nigeria, a better Nigeria, is going to be born. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very, very much, Your Excellency. We are grateful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I want to urge you to have a renewed interest in 2027. You see, there is something that the party in power, they are selling, and that thing is fear. An honorable member of the House of Reps elected under the platform of Labour Party in Enugu State, when he was leaving, he told me that he was defecting to APC just for the singular reason that their votes will not count in 2027. So that when they are writing, they will write for him as well. You see, that is the fear-mongering that the party in power is selling to poach people out, and it's a lie. That is why His Excellency here has consistently said that you must ensure that the votes are counted. That is cowardice. Don't allow yourself to be infected by that virus. The votes will count in 2027, and it is only you who can ensure that those votes count. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
In the heart of the city where stories unfold, Gentle Media TV shining bright and bold, bringing news from the corners of the globe, connects us together, no matter the road.
Now, there is this video on Twitter talking about Benue State, the same Benue, you know, where Tinubu has never gone to visit despite all the incidences that have happened in that state. The same Benue where, you know, we were told that many churches have closed down. Some of the schools and have now been taken over by these headers because the people in that community, they've all moved away. Many communities have been deserted. But it's shocking to see Benue State coming out to support Tinubu and the Reverend Father. The Reverend Father that has not done anything to save the lives of his people. You know, when Otom was there, even if people said Otom didn't do anything, Otom was speaking up. Otom didn't keep quiet. Otom was hated. Otom was, you know, they even tried to buy him because he never kept quiet. He was speaking up. He was speaking up. He was telling the world what his people were going through. And now this Reverend Father came in. Nigerians were wondering if Benue has a governor. The only time he came out to tell us is that, oh, terrorists have taken over his state and that there are some politicians in Abuja sponsoring him and all that. That's just when he came out. What measures has he put on ground to checkmate these Fulanis? You know, the APC is like a cult. It's like covenant. When you come in, you don't criticize the Fulanis. You don't go after them. You don't do anything. Because once you belong to the APC, you have to respect the Fulanis and the criminalities. I mean, the terror Fulanis and their criminalities. And that is what this governor has been good at, you know. Now, this person posted, there's this video of people rallying for Tinubu's re-election and that of the governor. And this headline came up. This person said, youths and women in Benue State staged a rally in Makurdi supporting President Tinubu ahead of 2027 election, and to show solidarity with the current administration of Reverend Father Hyacinth Olia. Let me take you through some of the reaction. Personally, I reacted and said, Benue people have shown that they don't want to be free. Tomorrow, they will want you to help them make videos on killing. So I have watched people who came out to say, what is happening in the Benue? Why are people not talking about it? What is happening in Benue? Why people are not talking about it? Now it's time for you to decide if you want somebody who will protect your life or somebody who will expose you to your enemies. Have you people not been quiet enough? Benue people, have you not been quiet enough? So other reactions, this person said, Chooks, see people you dey post steady about attacks going on in their state. They say make you rest. So guys, this person is just trying to say that the people Nigerians are speaking for, they are just telling Nigerians, abeg rest, we don't need your help again. And this other person said, okay, sorry, that's an advert. Another person said, a rally for Tinubu in Benue State in this economy must have been powered by rice, wrapper, and brown envelope. With hunger biting, insecurity rising, and basic needs still a luxury, it's hard to believe any genuine youth movement would throw support behind more of the same. And this other person saying hunger caused this rally, so I won't blame some of them. They were given 5K, so no to blame them. Another person said this is why politicians don't care about the media. They know how to mobilize the people, you know. It does not cost them too much. They will muster 1,000 people. APC is a propaganda machine. You see it. No matter what, they know how much they will give to people and people will come out. And this other person said, these are the dumbest. Lots of them ever exist. Okay, these are the dumbest. Lots of all that ever exist. What a waste of a people. You all don't worry, your caretakers will continue, even if more. I don't know, the message is not that clear. But you know, he's not happy with what the Benue people are doing. And this person say, Omo, this useless country no fit better again. No wonder it's been called a zoo. Cause it damn obvious. Many people, you know, there is reason. They reason like animals. That many people in Nigeria reason for like animals. This person say 5K well spent. Hunger will always factor in any such gathering. That's why they fuel our blockers. That's why the few have our blockers in their hands. Hey, wait. And this person say, please buy Fulani headsmen more knife. They know their job. This is touching. This person say, I know why I don't believe that Nigeria will be good in the near future. That the 100th generation from now, that may be changed. That is the 100th generation from now that will be changed. But that's what